Beauty means confidence in themselves. It doesn't matter how you look, it matters how you carry on as a person. A kindness and a beautiful smile speak more words than one how they present themselves. So I believe, beauty, everyone defines it. It can be defined by themselves. But I would say, kindness and beauty goes hand in hand.
Welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast, where we feature how the best medical practitioners help their patients to look better, younger, and healthier. Now, enjoy the show, and here's your host.
Daniel Gao here. I'm the host of Beauty Talk. We feature the top medical practitioners in health and beauty, both inside and out. I have Nirmala Nimi Moses, who's a board-certified family nurse practitioner and the founder of Graceful Glow Med Spa in Redmond, Washington. With over 25 years of healthcare experience spanning intensive care, geriatrics, and aesthetic medicine, she blends medical precision with a deeply compassionate touch. Her passion for helping others feel confident and cared for led her to create Graceful Glow, a med spa rooted in connection, trust, and natural beauty. Nimi specializes in medical weight loss, injectables, hormone optimization, and regenerative treatments such as PRF and easy gel natural fillers, helping patients feel restored inside and out. So Nimi, welcome and glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's wonderful.
Yeah, so let's start with this, Nimi. How did you first get interested in the medical field?
Wow. It is a great story to start with. I grew up in a rural village in India, and I was the first person in my village interested to go into college. My dad is a role model to me. I sit and talk with him and say, Dad, I really want to go to college and, take care of the family. That was my deepest desire. And things fell into place for us. And many people helped us with their knowledge, education, as well as financially to help me to go to college. So I went to a nursing college back in India. It was started by missionaries in a rural village. So it was a start of service from the college years onwards. So I was able to graduate from bachelorette program in India. So then I got more education and experience in critical care. And in 2004, I was able to come to New York for my work in hospital in Midtown. So it has been a long but beautiful journey so far into the health field.
Okay. And how did you make that transition into aesthetics?
After being a nurse for 16 years, I decided to go back to nurse practitioner school. So I went to nurse practitioner school and got wonderful job serving patients in long-term care world. And I got promoted in long-term care world and became a manager. And I had a less chance of seeing people day to day, which I missed so much. My heart is always to serve and take care of people. So this was in a different way of serving. So as well as growing up financially poor, and I did that had self-confidence less every day. So for me, beauty means confidence. So I really loved how aesthetic treatments, as well as taking care of oneself, can improve their confidence. So that led me to get education and training in aesthetic walls. In 2 years back, I opened Graceful Glow Med Spa, where I would be able to take care of people, not only to help improve their appearance, thereby building confidence, but also to improve their natural beauty as well as health and confidence in who they are and how they feel.
Okay. And what led you to want to open up your own practice? I mean, why not just work for another practice?
Great question. I really always loved how creating your own legacy
Mm,
in what you do and how you do it. And I have this small but beautiful dream of helping people, creating, helping them to find a place where they can feel and strengthened in their values, and creating a safety place for them to network and grow. So and also, it's a way of me growing in learning. I did not have much business experience, but I believed if I put myself into learning, I would be able to create something beautiful.
okay. So, and now that you have your practice, there's several different things that you offer to your patients and your clients. I want to dive into a few of those ones. So, the medical weight loss, I want to dive into that one. I'm assuming it's what you're offering is the GLP-1s.
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
So, could you talk a little bit more about the GLP-1s? I think a lot of people understand it as it's a way to help you lose weight quite quickly,
Uh,
without necessarily having to spend hours in the gym or go on a crazy diet. But I also hear a lot of other things about it as well. Like people get that Ozempic face, and then they ask questions like, "Oh, do I need to stay on it for the rest of my life?" So, could you talk a little bit more about the medical weight loss? What do people need to be aware of it?
Great question. Thank you for asking that. For me, weight loss, medical weight loss, it's a combination of symptoms or lifestyle that have contributed in a way, along with multi-factors in weight increase. So I believe GLP-1 is not the only answer in losing weight or keeping the weight which they lost.
Mm,
My belief is everyone comes to Graceful Glow Med Spa or any other medical weight loss clinic, they find a person or a provider they can trust,
mm,
because it is a journey they are starting with the provider. That in that journey, you will able to address the barriers as well as the issues they are facing in day-to-day life. So GLP-1 is only one of many interventions we do to help our patients, those who come to lose weight. Because I believe how we do it, because GLP-1 is not the answer for the long-term solution for my patients.
mm,
Many of them, they would achieve their goal of losing the weight, but the goal of keeping their weight, lose their optimal weight, is the lifelong process. So
mm,
my goal is not only help them lose weight, but also the addressing the lifestyle modifications, exercise, eating healthy, sleep, decreasing the stress, and overall benefit of combination of ideas or tips that have helped in their tool pocket. Not, I don't need to bring something new to them, but they already know what they have and what they are good at it. My goal is to help them to find that sweet spot and, help them to grow in that, once they have lost the weight. So GLP-1 has been a great support for all my patients, because um, they were looking for an answer for the problem they were facing quite a bit of time. Even I hear this, I work out good, I eat healthy, I do everything people are saying, asking me to do. Sometimes I look at their food intake, they are doing really good, but still they are not able to lose that extra weight.
mm,
So GLP-1 helps them in their journey to decrease the cravings or decrease the appetite so that they can start losing the weight. But our goal is always to create like a plan or a protocol where they would be able to incorporate lifestyle modifications, exercise, and all other modalities to help them feel better. For me personally, Graceful Glow Med Spa offers both aesthetic and wellness. True that when you are losing a lot of weight, you are losing a lot of collagen, as well as kind of going into now I lost the weight, but I look not myself. I'm not confident in my loose skin and, now energy. So we incorporate like supplements as well as aesthetic treatments to help them to feel good as well. Not only losing the weight, also feeling confident and presenting themselves to others.
Okay. So it sounds like then the GLP-1s, you get your patients on it so they can lose that initial weight. And once they hit their target weight, then you could take them off the GLP-1s. And then at that point, they have to rely on exercise, diet, lifestyle, the ones you were talking about. Is that the typical plan for most people?
That is the typical plan for most people.
Okay.
Sometimes we may have to do a maintenance dose to help them, depending on where they are and how they are doing it. Most of the time, we are able to turn back the clock. I have seen the A1C, like we are monitoring the blood glucose for the last 3 months. It comes down to normal. Their high cholesterol comes down to normal. They are feeling healthy and, going back to feeling less knee pain, or they are able to exercise more, hike more. So it is kind of combination of treatment protocols we can do to help them to feel themselves.
Okay. And so for the Ozempic face that people have heard about, where they
Yeah.
just look really kind of hollowed out and very gaunt, what leads to that? Is that they just get on the GLP-1s for too long, or they just don't get off of, or like what kind of leads to that situation where they get to just be too skinny?
That is very true. I have seen that happening, unfortunately. Multiple factors contributing it. Each person is completely different. In my opinion, some people, when they start losing the weight, they lose the weight, the fat, that fullness you have in your face or the upper body first. So
Mm,
they start losing that, the fat from their face, and started having this hollowed eyes and, shrunken cheeks and, really loose skin around the neck and the cheek area. Some people lose, leg, so it depends upon each person where they are. What we encourage in Graceful Glow Med Spa is adding some weight training or strength training right away
mhm,
when you start them on GLP-1,
mhm,
so that the muscle is the power. Building the muscle helps them to create like that, strengthen the fibers, the collagen fibers in their body. So we highly, highly recommend st-
weight training.
strength training,
Yeah.
yeah, muscle building exercises as well. I
Okay.
hope that answered your question.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the Ozempic phase can happen to people just because that's just how their body loses
Wait,
weight. It just happens in the face first.
okay.
But if you start doing GLP-1 and weight training or strength
Yeah,
training at the same time, then you can largely decrease the chances you're going to get that Ozempic phase.
absolutely.
Got it.
Also, we have other modalities like easy gel or like, natural fillers that we can use. We recommend some collagen supplements, and protein supplements, So those are all the supplements that they can help use during the procedure, during the journey, that can help also. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you were talking about wellness, and I want to dive into hormone optimization.
Yes.
I think people are starting to hear a little bit more about hormone optimization. I think mostly it's just the guys hear about getting more testosterone, and then for women, it's okay, getting more estrogen. But can you dive a little bit deeper into like what is hormone optimization? Why is it important?
Great question. Hormone optimization is one of my happiest place. It is like my go-to place in mm, the reason behind optimizing hormone. It's my passion project. Is I have seen so many women going through hormone issues or hormone problems, not knowing that hormone deficiency or hormone irregularity is the cause for the symptoms they are facing. For example, I have seen many women having low mood, not feeling themselves, brain fog, anxiety, sleep issues. And when they have these symptoms, many a times I, or healthcare providers connect menopause symptoms like hot flashes or mood swings, like, primary, most widely talked about symptoms to hormone issues. But many women do not have hot flashes. Many women go through, like, I am not myself, Nimi. I really have this irritability, raging thoughts, or anxiety. I'm good one day. The next day, I'm really not feeling myself. Not feeling myself is the greatest word I have seen and heard from my patients. So what I do is when my patients come to my clinic, I give them a symptom questionnaire. When they can fill the symptom questionnaire, they can I can right away look into and see what is going on in their lives. Immediately, after talking with them, we draw blood to see where they are in their hormones. And we come up with a treatment plan. Not every woman in their 40s would need estrogen right away. But what I have seen, hormone optimization with progesterone or estrogen or both or one or the other, along with one of the symptoms I hear quite a bit about, like no energy. In the evening, I do not have any energy. I am washed out. I just need to take a nap at 2 o'clock, or, decreased libido, or I just do not have a great relationship with my partner. I'm struggling in that. Those people, optimizing their testosterone helps them to feel themselves again. So it becomes my passion project, or like a treatment that, just to start with symptom where they are, immediately we are able to transition them into hormone optimization along with the aesthetic journey.
Okay. And what would be some of the most common misconceptions you hear about this type of treatment? I think that there's a lot of myths surrounding. I think one of the biggest ones was that that hormones cause cancer. But I
Yeah.
think just like a week or so ago, I think it was the FDA that finally reversed their ruling on it, saying that no, it doesn't. So I'm sure that's one common one. But what are some of the other common misconceptions that you hear when it comes to hormone optimization?
That's great question. One of the common one is testosterone supplementation or optimization. It's not for women because it seems like, the thought is estrogen is for women, testosterone is for men. But unfortunately, that is a myth. In women, we have a lot of receptors in the testosterone. So we just need testosterone. Men have higher amounts of testosterone levels, but women produce lower levels. But as we age, we go into no or very little amount of testosterone levels in our body. Once we optimize the testosterone, women feel confident themselves. Their drive increases, their performance and focus increases, as well as it helps them with many of the symptoms they face in their perimenopause and menopause. So that is one of the myths I come across quite often. The second one is it is too late to start hormone optimization, because studies have shown that within 10 years of a woman obtaining menopause, like no period for 12 months, it's within 10 years, it provides them a great benefit. But in my belief, what I have seen with my patients also, each one is different. We go through, contraindications and indications and the protocols, depending on where they are. I believe optimizing hormones, would benefit every woman and man, to feel themselves, depending on where they are in their life.
Okay. So it doesn't really matter how old they are, they can still have some
Ab-
benefit from hormone optimization.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it. Now, let's say that somebody is looking for any of these treatments we talked about, the hormone
Yeah.
optimization, the weight loss,
Yes.
but they don't know which provider to go to, and they're trying to find someone who's knowledgeable, who can get them those results they're looking for. What advice would you give to that person as they're doing their search? How can they find that right provider?
Wonderful. I I believe if someone is having low mood or anxiety or low performance or low sexual drive, I would say instead of going to many or multiple providers and focusing on mental health only or like medications for psychiatric. I'm not saying that many may not need it, many might benefit from you know psychiatric medications like antidepressants, but I would say go to a hormone specialty provider.
Mm,
Let them look into your hormones first.
mhm,
Let's see what is causing those symptoms rather than fixing them with just medications at this time.
mm,
Is my thyroid levels are good? How is my vitamin D levels? How am I doing, on my, testosterone or progesterone or estrogen? Where am I in my lifestyle? Where where am I in my life spectrum? Am I in the perimenopause or menopause period? So looking into bringing into all aspects of medical care, I believe the hormone specialty providers would be able to provide that. You can start with OBGYN or like a specialized hormone providers would be able to lean into the symptoms right away, while we can use the um, information from psych providers or mental health providers or psychiatric counseling. We can help the person holistically, not one person doing everything. It's like, we can bring them all together for the benefit of the patient.
Okay, great advice then. And Nimi, what role do you think that creativity plays in how you approach your patient care?
Please repeat the question
Yeah,
for
so
me.
what role do you believe creativity plays when you're helping your clients and you're helping your patients? How important is it for you to be creative? Or is it not that important because you have a certain protocol, you just follow that protocol for everyone?
That's a good question. Definitely it is not the answer like one size fits all. Sometimes a quick or a easy fix of, like, for example, Botox might be a good way to help confident back on a patient, before their son's wedding in 8 weeks or like 4 weeks. So it's like depending on where they are, what is going on in their lives, and how we can support them. Like, that would be the best way. Some of the medication and treatments might take like 6 weeks or 8 weeks to kick in. But so I would start with what is going on with them, where they are in their life, and how we can help them. So creativity, sometimes a simple 20 units of Botox would start to help them. Some people are concerned, for example, like when they smile, they feel very conscious, like they are able to see their gums, and they are like, Nimi, I don't like to smile. So for them, a small quick fix of that gummy smile might help them feel confident.
Mm,
Then we can tackle the next pressing symptoms. So each one is definitely different. So in my toolbox, I create both aesthetic and wellness to help them, because if someone is feeling looking good but they are really struggling and not sleeping, my goal is to see what is going on with their sleep. So it is I'm happy to provide both services to my patients so that they can feel themselves good and confident.
so it's a holistic approach.
Approach,
Okay,
yes.
got it. And now, Nimi, I'm sure that you've probably run across some challenging cases or maybe just memorable cases. Is there maybe
Yes.
one story that comes to mind that you can share of just a case that came in and how you were able to get them a successful outcome in the end?
Oh, thank you for asking that. I have great friend and a colleague of mine. I worked with her previously. She came back to me, after she came to know that I am providing aesthetic and wellness services. And when she came to my clinic, I provided the symptom questionnaire to her. And, out of 51 mark, she got like 48 symptoms.
Wow.
So she was already on multiple medications to help her with her, depression and anxiety, and still not feeling herself at all.
Mm.
Hot flashes, mood swings, and sleep issues, anxiety, not feeling herself, dealing with stresses. So we started her on this hormone optimization journey. And within 6 weeks, she was able to feel herself again. And she said, Nimi, because of you, I can sleep better. And, I'm able to take my anxiety medication only when I needed it. And my hot flashes are like nothing. Some, even 1 or 2 nights, that is not even, I cannot even mention it. And, she is forever grateful for the hormone optimization came to her life. And after that, she had some life issues, more life issues, like death of her close friend, and she was sent me a message saying that if I had not had hormones in my life, I don't know how would I manage in this situation. Thank you for taking care of me and helping me with the hormone optimization, along with taking care of her holistically.
Mm.
And so that is one of the patient scenario. I am forever grateful that she was able to feel herself again, able to sleep and cope up with our day-to-day stresses.
Yeah, it's a great story because I think it's a lot of what you do. It sounds like it's just trying to get people back to feeling themselves again, and they just don't know what the solution is, and so they end up taking all
Yes.
this medication. It's not helping them, and but one seemingly it's simple but not easy,
Yes.
simple fix, and then they're right back to where they are again. So I think that's a
Absolutely.
wonderful story. Now, Nimi, where do you think the future of aesthetics and wellness is going?
I believe aesthetics and treatments are going to go hand in hand.
Mm.
I believe we are in the period of generation. Just feeling good or looking good is not only enough, but also feeling themselves again.
Mm.
So I believe aesthetic and wellness treatments are going to enhance every single man and woman in their lives. Whether you just need a little bit of touch or you need more treatments in aesthetic world or, wellness world. I believe a provider or providers who can help them both provide like aesthetic and wellness treatments, they would be able to help each person in their journey of what they are looking for.
Okay. And how does that tie into your vision for your practice, Graceful Glow Med Spa?
Great question. I'm still figuring out. One thing I understood is, listen to your patients. Just take time to listen and ask questions and, clarify their intentions and goal. And start with one thing at a time. And once you got that one figured out, we can move on to the next one. So for me, yeah, my vision is everyone stepping into Graceful Glow Med Spa, just listen to their story and figure out the plan with them and let them dictate what they want to do and let them tell you, what they are feeling at most at that time and help them to achieve their goals. Then we can figure out the next.
Okay. Well, it's a wonderful vision for the practice. So, Nimi, I have one last question for you, but before I ask it, I do want to point people to your website at ggmedspa.org. Now,
Yes.
last question, and I think you already kind of answered this earlier, but just so we can elaborate a little bit more on it. What does beauty mean to you, Nimi?
Beauty means confidence in themselves. It doesn't matter how you look, it matters how you carry on as a person. A kindness and a beautiful smile speak more words than one how they present themselves. So I believe, beauty, everyone defines it. It can be defined by themselves. But I would say, kindness and beauty goes hand in hand.
Excellent answer. Well, there you have it. Nimi sharing your expertise. So Nimi, where can people contact you and your practice?
They can reach into my website, that is www.ggmedspa.org. Our phone number is 425-770-8955. They can follow us in Instagram at Graceful Glow Med Spa.
Awesome. Well, Nimi, this is great. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, and thanks for sharing your message.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I truly appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to the Beauty Talk podcast. Any questions, please contact the practice directly with the contact information provided during the show. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.